So, this is an interesting book called Waking Up in 5D by Maureen J. Saint Germain, a practical guide to multidimensional transformation. And on top of that, I've been reading an article about ghosts, right? So, this book doesn't even talk about ghosts or anything like that, but it mentions that if you don't try to wake up in 5D, you'll perish. So, that means you supposedly go back to the first dimension, and that's their version of hell, basically. That's what that sounds like they're getting at. You perish. Doesn't exactly say how you perish, it just says you perish. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to travel the world and I'm going to find ghosts. Okay, I'm going to find, well, maybe not the entire world, but I'm going to go and find ghosts. Why? It may or may not prove this right. That is someone else's literature. I don't know how true that is. I'm basically an agnostic to just about a whole bunch of stuff. People say things. They have this story, so I'm just going to go and find some ghosts if I can and go from there. So this channel, is called the Tina Experience. That's what I'm going to call it. And it's going to be about the paranormal, but I'm also going to show some bright side stuff. So you'll see me getting some pizza here and there. I'm going to tell you some good pizza places that I've liked in the past that I haven't been to in a while. I'll go find those. So I'll show some good sides and I'll show the dark side. So the channel's going to have a duality. That's what I want to do. Yes, I am Tina, the person calling this the Tina Experience. I gotta find out this information. If ghosts get trapped here, you're basically calling this hell. That's basically what you're saying. That is, if we find any, right? So she's saying that if you don't wake up in 5D, you can't be up there. But there's at least 13 dimensions, right? And she talks about it in her book. So I'll talk about the book, I guess, another time. But that's one of the introductions to this, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. Not just to say, oh, I found a ghost. No, I really need to know some things. I need to know some stuff, What are we walking into? Have I ever bumped into anything and didn't even realize it? Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out some stuff. Oh, I'm going to show some secrets around Philadelphia. There's some secrets that maybe I think a lot of people probably don't know about. So we're going to have some Easter eggs in the future. I like Easter eggs, so we're going to find some Easter eggs. But first, let's talk about this article. The thing that's actually starting this channel, among some other things. So you're probably not going to see it too well, but I'll just read some of what it says here. All right. So this is by James Van Prague. I think that's how you pronounce his name. A word about ghosts. So there's your picture with a ghost. So he's talking about Lilydale, New York. Maybe I should visit there. They're supposed to have a lot of spiritual activity. Like I said, that's a maybe. But I'm going to deal with Philadelphia first. Then I'll deal with the travel later. Since 1987, why did I say 1987? It says since 1879. Wow, I switched the numbers around. Sorry. Lilydale has been a mecca for spiritual development. Okay, so a bunch of mediums, from reading this site, this is what I was reading earlier, they go here for healing and some kind of stuff like that. There's a pet cemetery, and they go there for some growth. And it's also home to countless ghosts and spirits, supposedly. So I'm pretty sure with New York and all this activity, especially New York City, it's got to be a crap ton of, spiritual activity there, according to the people that live there. Right? But Pennsylvania was actually rated, if I'm not mistaken, and that's where we are right now, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be rated the most haunted place ever. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this story called Centralia, PA. That's goes along Route 66. That's the part of Route 66 that's been taken off the map. Years and years ago, there was a mining accident where, I guess they hit something, and then the thing they were mining, that stuff burns for about 10,000 years. Let me go and look that up really fast. I think it happened in the 1950s. Centralia accident, 1950s. Centralia, PA. They actually did a documentary on this. Mine, Centralia mine fire. Yeah, let's look that up. No, no, it was 1962. They're saying. Well, let's take a look at Wikipedia. Even though you can't always trust Wikipedia. Okay, so I was kind of close. Is a coal seam fire that's been burning underneath the borough of Centralia, Pennsylvania, United States since at least May 27, 1962. The fire is suspected to be from deliberate burning of trash in a former strip mine. So they made a mistake. Alright. Fire is burning underground at least the depths of 300 feet over an 8-mile stretch of 3,700 acres. At its current rate, it could continue to burn over 250 years. Why did I read 10,000 years from something else? You know what? I may have confused that with some of the environmental science stuff that I was reading. Coal itself takes 10,000 years to renew. So once it's all gone, it takes 10,000 years to renew. I may have mistaken it for that. That's still a lot of years, 250 years. And the fire has caused most of the town to be abandoned. There's still people that live there. If you actually look at the documentaries on there, the persons, there are some people that still live there. It was a mining accident. Bad mining accident. Okay, the fire. This was a world where no human could live, hotter than the planet Mercury. Its atmosphere as poisonous as Saturn's. At the heart of the fire, temperatures easily exceeded 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 540 degrees Celsius. Lethal clouds of carbon monoxide and other gases swirled through the rock chambers. Yes, so the ground is on fire over there. There's even pictures of that. But people still live there. I guess it's cheaper too. Most likely it's cheaper. Okay, so there are some claims that it started before that date. Possible origins. That's what they're talking about. I'm gonna get off this and get back to the ghost thing. Yeah, that's one of okay. So that's one of the reasons why I mentioned Pennsylvania is supposedly having like the worst encounters. That would be one of them. I'm pretty sure, since it's mostly a ghost town, but people still live there. That should be one of the most haunted places. It's taken off the map. That part of Route 66 is just not there anymore. So back to Lilydale. This Van Prague person, he's talking about his time here where most of the ghosts or spirit people come to him from the other side and all that. So if they're coming from the other side, they probably made it to heaven, according to him. It's the ghosts who remain earthbound who encroach upon our physical environment, and they can have a negative, fearful effect on us. That, those are the things that we're seeing. That's what he's saying. So that means everything that's walking around did not have a happy end, or is just confused, lost, or something like that. Okay, so he's telling us what a ghost is. We'll skip there. I think everybody should know what that is. So why do some ghosts remain earthbound? Ghosts can get stuck on Earth for a variety of reasons, he's saying. They may have unfinished business, which from a lot of the stories it sounds like it. If they're negative and they're mean, they're throwing things. I don't know. I don't know about those stories if it's true, if they're actually throwing things. I don't know. They claim that, oh no, only demons can have the most activity. Well, I don't know about that either. I don't know. We may come across that stuff. We may not come across that stuff. Okay, so they may have unfinished business with someone or something here on Earth, or their death may have been so sudden that they're actually unaware that they've passed on. They are stuck in between, still trying to interact with the living. Some ghosts are so afraid of what lies ahead, especially if their religious beliefs include heaven and damnation, and they cling to Earth in fear of what lies ahead. Beyond. So some of them may have died a Christian, basically. So that means a lot of these on Earth, all right, if we find a lot of ghosts, they probably died a Christian. So what did you do, right? Right? What did you do for you to feel that way? If that's true, right? If this stuff is true, what did they do? Since you believe in that, what did you do for you to stay stuck here? Okay, so they don't drift around cemeteries, but supposedly here in the city, Laurel Hill Cemetery. No, wait. Hold on, let me check that again, because I've taken some notes. Is that what it's called? I've never visited this, and it's supposed to be one of the oldest ones too. Yes, it's a cemetery. That's supposed to be pretty haunted. I guess because it's the oldest. First Bank of the United States. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the places they're saying around the Philadelphia area. Alfred's Alley, the Philadelphia Zoo, First Bank of the United States. Yeah, I've actually taken these notes here. First Bank of the United States, the City Tavern, Edgar Allan Poe National Historic Site, the Academy of Music, Penhurst Asylum, Betsy Ross House, Cliveden, Fort Mifflin, Grumblethorpe, Laurel Hill Cemetery, Moshulu, a ship, Murder Museum, Christ Church Burial Ground, Powell House, St. Peter's Episcopal Church, Van Sant Covered Bridge, Bishop White House, Library Hall, Cruiser Olympia, Hill. What the heck did I put there? Okay, Physic House. Okay, never mind. Washington Square. Now, the thing about the churches, right? You believe in passing on to something good. How did you get stuck here? How did you get stuck here? What happened for them to get stuck here? What is that saying that about that religion? I'm not going to try and bash anybody's thing, but what is that saying for them to get stuck here and they don't move on? Now, that Bible tells you that oh no, the dead stay asleep until the final judgment, or at least that's how they're preaching it, right? Yes, they don't roam the earth. That's what the book is trying to tell you, that they don't do that. Well, if this is true, then I guess you proved some parts of that book wrong. Sorry, not trying to offend anybody. I'm just saying this is why I'm doing it. You got people preaching this stuff for years, and then you could potentially have a pastor haunting a place, right? So what did he do? What was he doing wrong his entire life for him to stay stuck, right? These are questions I need to ask. Not trying to offend anybody. That doesn't mean that there isn't, a heaven or anything. That's not what I'm saying. That, oh, you get stuck here, that means that there's no heaven. No, I think there is still potentially a heaven. The question is, what did these people do? What did these people do? Did they do something wrong? Otherwise, you would have been in heaven already, right? What did you do? But I'm not going to try and dig any backstory on them and why they died the way they died or anything like that. I mean, it just makes you think. It makes you think based off a lot of the things you're told. What you're seeing is proving some things you're told wrong. That person is stuck here. That person is stuck here. And it seems like the only purgatory that we can think of is Earth itself. Right? That's it. Your so-called temporary place that you go, this is limbo. Limbo is here. And it's not just for the ghosts. I guess regular, people like us too. Especially if you're confused about a lot of things in life. I guess you could look at it that way for yourself if you're confused. So, sure, we could find ghosts and all. That doesn't mean we'll find the answers. Like, is that going to tell us anything about the afterlife? It probably won't. I probably will have to discuss something with a medium. The minute I find a ghost and I can say, oh yeah, ghosts are definitely real, I guess then it will be time to start talking to me. Maybe they could shed some light on it, because they will be the next step after that. So first I need to find some of my own evidence, okay, because I don't want to take someone else's anecdotal evidence. I'm not interested in that. That's their story. So that's what the bulk of this channel is going to be out. Sure, I'm going to show the bright side of everything. Pizza places. So if you're ever in Philadelphia, oh, check out this pizza place. I'll show something like that. And yes, it is a nice night out. Look at that. Mostly dark. You can't see too well in the camera. It's pretty dark. Not quite 6 o'clock in the morning. Today, I guess I'll be just hanging around the city for a little bit, and then I guess after that I'll plan some haunting trips. I'm actually visit the Independence Center today, but I probably would have to do that at night Supposedly you can see orbs. Supposedly you can see orbs. And if you've ever seen any that people have tried to show you in a picture, those orbs would be where the person's head is. So that's like saying that the head's energy is just walking around. It's just walking around. So that person's ego, that is, if you want to say it like that, I don't know the proper way to say it. That person's ego is clinging to here. They're clinging to here. The question is why? The question is why, and why is this scaring the crap out of people? It sounds scary ever since I was a little kid. So I did watch a lot of the ghost hunting stuff. There was this one show called Paranormal State. The guy's name was Ryan, and he does it professionally. And I thought it was pretty interesting. Now it's my turn, except I'm an amateur, so I just want to get visuals for myself. Now, I don't know if that's going to prove anything about this Waking Up in 5D book, because she doesn't even talk about ghosts. She just talks about demons in the first dimension. And this book's, it talks about the balancing of the universe. All the way at the highest dimension, you have Source, what she calls God, right? So I believe that there is something like that out there. Or at least I feel that there should at least be something like that out there. How do we explain our existence? I don't know. So yes, I've read some of Richard Dawkins' books. It's not going to cut it though. It's not enough. Sure, I do believe in evolution. Something drove that evolution though. And if you've heard of Michael Behe, he thinks the same thing. He has a 59-minute documentary himself talking about the flagellum, all the way at the not genetic. All the way at the smallest level, the smallest organism. Okay, it has a rotary system, and it looks so unique that it was designed. And they're going to say that a small needle created that. No, something had to be the creator of it. Makes sense, right? You have to, I'm not putting a whole bunch of details out there, but just look up Michael Behe. All right, Dr. Michael Behe. And then there was this guy, Michael Denton, talking on Darwinism. So all of that kind of swirls in around each other. This is going to tell us about life, man. Okay, I'm trying to figure out some of the answers of life, and I don't know how I'm going to find some of the answers, but this is one of them. So I've looked at some of the science. I've read books like this. This is like new age stuff. So I'll try to compare it with the science, and I guess we'll just go and find some ghosts too. I'm pretty sure there's something out there, but we want to know for sure. And just instead of just thinking it, I want to do more than just think it. I want to do more than just think about it. I want to say, yes, I've had an experience, and that right there proves that there's more out there, much more out there. Okay. Some people's books are just not going to cut it. They aren't. This one, she focuses on the positive aspect, but in order to best understand the positive aspect too, sometimes, since this is a dualistic experience that we all have, because we deal with good and bad, we have to try to look at the bad too, sometimes. Try to understand that. That would then, I guess, help make sense of other things. And then I guess after that, she may want to ask, well, why all this anyway in the first place? What drove Source to create all this? Yeah, that's the question I still have. Yep, so see you later.